Okay, so just to orient ourselves, we're going to start with the human body. If we zoom way in, we see the body is made up of individual cells. And if we look inside the cell, we see that there's a lot of stuff inside. One of those things is the cell nucleus. Inside the cell nucleus are a bunch of squiggly X-looking things. There are 23 pairs of them, and they are your chromosomes. Now, if we zoom in and look closely at one of the chromosomes, we see that it looks kind of fuzzy. It looks fuzzy because it's made out of a really long strand of thread that is twisted and wrapped in layers and layers. Imagine a wire coiled into a really long slinky spring. And then that slinky spring is so long that it can be coiled into a bigger slinky spring, and then repeat that several more times. Once you uncoil all of that and then zoom way in a few more times, we can actually see the structure of the thread. It turns out that the thread is a long twisted ladder with millions and millions and millions of rungs. This is the DNA double helix. Each rung of the ladder is made up of two pieces, and together those two pieces are called a base pair. Each piece of the base pair is called a nucleotide. There are only 4 possible nucleotides that make up all base pairs. Remember the word nucleotide because it's going to become important in a few seconds. All right, so a gene is a section of the DNA strand. It can be anywhere from 75 base pairs long to 2 million base pairs long, with the average being around 54,000 base pairs per gene. The series of base pairs that makes up that particular gene is the code that's used to 3D print some essential molecule for your body. Those molecules might be carrier proteins or enzymes or messenger molecules. The number and order of base pairs determines how big the printed molecule is and what shape it is. And in the end, parts of the shape are really important for the function of that molecule. All right, I think that's enough background information. Going back to our original question, what is a SNP? SNP is an acronym for single nucleotide polymorphism. Okay, you remember the DNA ladder with its rungs, and that the rungs are made out of base pairs. And you remember that the base pairs are made out of 2 nucleotides. A SNP is when one of those nucleotides is swapped out for a different one at one of the base pair locations on the entire gene. 1 nucleotide change. And that's it. Now you know what a SNP is. It's a tiny change in the code of a single gene. Read on to learn more about how these changes might or might not affect your health.